got to be honest with ourselves. A lot of our Jamaican artists mess up people's songs. They mash them up. Totally take them apart, mash them up, you know, chop them up, and it just no good.
All right? So I have to ask you this. Last week, you know I'm going with this with Sanchez. Last week, Sanchez got the award, right? We said, you remember Sanchez did a complaint on
wanting flowers.
Wanting flowers. And
Right.
I understand him not getting an award 2 months ago. And now here we go. You know, Bob's Greer said, boom, see award here for you. I don't like the feel of it because it sounds like you beg award.
beg for it. Yeah.
Beg for award.
Um,
Even though I rate Sanchez, he's one of my favorites. I love Sanchez. I don't like the timing of it. But to me, Sanchez never mash up no song.
Here's the
Make
thing.
song better.
Here's the thing, you know, with the whole Sanchez thing, and I don't know, the whole Jamaica thing. I usually open my mouth sometime and get myself in trouble, right? Meaning that, you know, the people, the powers that be will cuss me and sound chat, I spread this kind of propaganda and that kind of propaganda. But for me, like, I don't think that the people in powerful places in Jamaica are really invested in the music, right? Because I feel like these honors, you know, whether it's national honors or some society honors, I believe that there should be some type of seniority when these things are given out. Right, I believe that something such as big as the you know, the OD, the national awards, right,
Yeah.
where you get artists getting ODs. You know what really pisses me off sometimes is that you see certain artists getting ODs before others who deserved it and paved the way.
Right.
So I think everything comes down to what mood I'm in today for you to get an award, right? And if it that's how it looks to me, like. Who am I in good relations with right now, or who's in my good book? So it's not about who deserves it. This is just me looking on the outside. It's kind of more about, you know, who me feel like me gonna use my powers and congratulate, right? So therefore, in a case like Sanchez's, if it's running under that regime, Drew, people are always gonna get left out.
Yep.
Right? But I believe that, you know, these award people, you know, again, national awards and some of these big organizations, them supposed to really sit down and look who has not been decorated yet and work that out. Because really, Sanchez is right.
Yeah,
Sanchez should have been decorated a long time ago.
He should have,
in my opinion.
But I don't want to take away from him getting an award. You know, I don't like the timing of it.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Me not like that.
Because to me, it's like, Sanchez, nice, give him an award.
Shut him up.
You understand what I'm saying? But Sanchez, in my opinion, should not be someone who doesn't get an award based on when we talk about music, you know, Drew. We're not talking about being a revolutionist or for his what you call it now donations and you know, and stuff like that. Humanitarian. We're not talking about that. We're talking about when you look back at the contributions, if we're going through music and the growth that the brand Jamaica has gotten based on that contributions of that individual.
Right.
Sanchez is probably, like, think about it, Drew. I mean, no, Drew, I've been up in face.
Drew's a hater.
No, but Drew can be a hater sometimes.
Drew face been up.
But
like,
think about it. Whether Sanchez, because Drew might be saying Sanchez hasn't written his own songs, right? Whether Sanchez written his songs, didn't write his songs, right? Sanchez spent many years of his life contributing to brand Jamaica.
Of course.
Right? Let's be honest. And if you guys wish to tell the truth, Drew, right? In face been up, but if you wish to tell the truth, Drew, right? There is very few vocalists in Jamaica that can stand up on a stage with Sanchez.
You're right, and he's a great performer, right? But when we go up on the award level, right? And you said it a while ago, you know, he's been out there performing for brand Jamaica, right? Who represents brand Jamaica more even in death than Bob Marley, and he can't even get a National Hero Award. So Sanchez for all the line.
Bob Marley's all
Bob Marley and the National Hero.
Because we to me we put that as the ultimate.
We're talking about two different things.
No,
we're talking about two different things. When you guys are saying make Bob Marley a national hero, that's a whole different stratosphere. I'm not campaigning for Sanchez or anybody else to get that.
Right. You're talking about musically.
Nani and all of the other people, right? I'm speaking when we start to look and say that we're going to recognize individual artists for their contributions to the growth of Jamaica worldwide. Why is it then that certain man, even some of the younger artists will come after some of the olders, has gotten it?
No, it's true.
Right?
Sanchez deserve to be recognized. Listen, the art of taking something and making it your own is exactly that, art. It is. Even if it's not original content.
You should see how Drew's looking at you right now.
Because you're sitting here like, yo, he's a glorified lounge singer, man.
No, he is not.
No,
he is not.
No. Mercy.
Sanchez does.
Wow.
I mean, yes, there's a very.
I'm not telling no lie, but look, enough dance, I'm going to wind up on Uma to Sanchez.
Why?
But let's call him what he is.
Because
He's a lounge singer.
enjoyed his interpretation of the music.
His interpretation.
Yes, it's his interpretation of the music. Whether you like it as a R&B song is a big tune, and him take it and make it a bigger
Or
tune.
he makes it his own.
Or but he does though. He does. And listen, all right, I'm gonna age myself, but 1 in a million when the song come out, right? Larry Graham, a big tune. You see, when Sanchez sing it for me, and Larry Graham sing it for my mother.
But you're Jamaican.
Sanchez sing it for me.
You're Jamaican, though.
All right, but
it's going to always sound better. All right.
But
no,
Little
it's
Green
not
Apples.
always
You know,
gonna
say, I'm from
sound
what year,
better.
right? From what year? Must start listen. All right, everybody I sing Little Green Apples, right? I love it when me a youth. As me get older now, I start pre the lyrics. And I say, no, say, damn foolishness Dennis Brown I sing about. It never rains in Indianapolis. And brother, you live in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Me don't want to hear them song
that part
from them.
doesn't
Monday.
refer to anybody in the Caribbean.
I'm like, yo, I don't, them song that don't move me again, man.
But you got to also look at it for what it is, Drew.
He's a hater.
Right? There are songs that are part of our culture or our parents' or grandparents' culture that became so big in Jamaica that Dennis Brown singing over these classics, it wouldn't be good for him to change it. These are classical songs that our parents and grandparents grew up with,
right.
And he just made his rendition. He turned it into, a Caribbean gem. Then, you know what I mean? That's all it's about. So whether you like the fact that Sanchez sings over songs, right, and you don't like the fact that Sanchez sings over songs, that's not really the argument. The argument comes down to Sanchez's impact on brand Jamaica as it comes down to music.
Right.
You cannot deny it. How can you deny it? Culturally,
There's a
he's not a Grammy winner, right? But Freddie McGregor's not a Grammy winner. Marcia Griffiths is not a Grammy winner. Bob Marley's not a Grammy winner. So again, right? We can't use to say, well, him not a Grammy, so him not have no global reach,
So
right?
I have Juni Starr on here, who was his manager in the 80s, right? And she said it took him from his first tour of the UK, produced numerous number of hit songs, which included the big hit Wild.
Wild Sanchez.
Wild Sanchez.
Yes.
Yeah, well, okay.
Wicked lyrically.
Come on, man. You're not going to drop out. You really not give my flowers.
Sanchez a wicked singer. I'm not taking that away from him. But when Alchina said no, you see when they said to me like how I interpret things, when they say you're out there, right? And you represent brand Jamaica. You ain't really you getting a check. People paying for you to go to these places and sing to make a living. So I'm gonna really know. Oh, you said brand Jamaica. When you say I go out there to represent brand Jamaica, to me you're out there. You're earning a living, and then.
But brand Jamaica also includes representing our music from Jamaica. And even though he is maybe singing somebody else's lyrical content, he is singing it in our style, on our, over our rhythms, doing with our bands and our, displaying our culture,
Right.
Drew.
So
how can you go
not
around
embrace
Sanchez?
that?
How can you, listen, I don't even understand this conversation.
Yo,
How
man.
can we
It's
go
a
around a
straight
Sanchez? Think about this, yo. Sanchez, and I understand why Sanchez feels that he's been looked over.
Yeah.
But my message to Sanchez is simply this. He ain't the only one. There's a lot of them that have actually been looked over as far as contributions to the music, right? And, I know Elder called in the other day, and Elder was like, yo, if we stop ask, people for them awards and, national honors, because I was saying to Rory, again, this is another conversation that we're having on Saturday. Rory should be OD'd.
Yo.
As far as brand Jamaica and music
What he
goes.
has done?
Would you agree with that or disagree?
Yeah.
right?
Because
I
he's an
agree with that.
innovator. Because he's an innovator.
A decade, it's not 2 decades, it's not 3 decades.
Rory's contribution to dancehall changed the course of dancehall.
Because he was an innovator.
Right? And he should be OD'd. But then again, think about it. Weepo is OD'd. And I was asking the question, no disrespect to Weepo, because Weepo deserves it. Right? Based on his contribution to the growth of dancehall and sound system culture in our culture.
Right.
And the wider spread of our dancehall culture globally. But then Rory was standing right beside him. So my thing becomes, how does one get OD'd and the other does not get OD'd? So the whole
to me, that's crazy.
award
Yeah.
thing
It
is
is.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
Remember, so it's the other day that Stitchy got OD'd, you know. Let's think about what's happening, you know. It's the other day that Stitchy got OD'd. It's the other day that Shabba Ranks was OD'd.
That's ridiculous.
You understand what I'm saying? So some type of order needs to be... When you say to yourself, say, all right, you know, said this year, me feel like me have to give it to Shabba. Because Shabba the Grammy kid and this and that and that and that. Right? On the other side of your mind, you should be thinking simultaneously, has everybody that deserves it before Shabba gotten it? Before I give it to Shabba. Not to say Shabba don't deserve it, you know. But maybe, and I'm just using Shabba as an example, maybe Shabba don't deserve it before this year man get it, and that the man get it, and that the man get it. And I'm sure Shabba would agree with that.
So do they not look
Apparently
on
not.
a timeline? Because I mean, listen,
I don't think they
Apparently
have a
not.
process. I don't think they have a
look at a
process.
timeline
Apparently
because
not.
people, we expire, right? We expire. So if you can't look at somebody that come out who is deserving, who is there like maybe 15, 20 years, and there's somebody else who's sitting there 40 years waiting.
Watch this. So if you look at, and again, I love all of these veteran artists. I'm just, you know, trying to make a point before we get into a topic, right? Charlie Chaplin is OD'd. Charlie Chaplin is OD'd before Stitchy.
Yeah, which number does it?
Just look at it, right? Charlie Chaplin OD'd before Stitchy. Charlie Chaplin was also OD'd before Josie Wales. Josie Wales and Charlie Chaplin is now OD'd, but Briggy's not OD'd. How does that work?
That don't make no sense.
You see where I'm coming from? It's like there has to be some type of, I don't know what to say.
Maybe their understanding of why they should be OD'd is different.
Okay.
Maybe that's what we
For
need
real.
to understand.
I think everything in Jamaica, this is what it comes down to me, and I could be wrong. I think everything in Jamaica doesn't come down to who deserves, but it also takes into account the party who's ruling and the affiliation of politics when it comes to that individual.
Yeah, I don't dispute that. I don't
So
dispute that.
if me a PMP, maybe I might not want to reward somebody like a Super Cat then that has been saying, I mean, somebody like a, you know, Super Cat a PMP from what I understand. Right. You understand? So if JLP are run things, maybe JLP, and I'm just assuming, is going to look for Josie Wales as opposed to looking for a Super Cat, right? And if PMP are run things, then probably I'm going to say, yo, let me give it to Cat before me give it to Josie. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm suspecting that.
Yeah, they have no process.
But when it comes to this thing, it should just be based on contributions.
On merit. Yeah.
Because, again, not to say that he doesn't deserve it, but Shaggy's also OD'd. You understand what I'm saying?
And nobody's trying to take away from anybody's accolades.
Of course.
We're not trying to say that. It's just that, how do you OD Shaggy before you OD?
The fact that the Brigadier ain't got it is crazy.
Briggy doesn't have it.
And Briggy was locking down the whole island of Jamaica
Shaggy
like
Briggy doesn't have it.
doing his thing.
Daddy U-Roy has it. Josie now has it. Charlie Chaplin has it. But Briggy doesn't have it.
makes no sense.
Right? Briggy doesn't have it. And you can't say to me that, well, because Briggy's not in Jamaica and maybe he was overlooked, because then Rodigan got it. And Rodigan's not in Jamaica either.
Shaggy not there.
Shaggy not
Right?
there?
Well, Shaggy kind of, sort of is in Jamaica. Shaggy has enough presence in Jamaica to say that he's in Jamaica, right? But you kind of get where I'm coming from with the whole, you know, the process is all.
Yeah, there ain't
well,
no
I don't know for set. But again, before I go to the phone line, let me say this: Drew, don't agree with you with Sanchez.
I don't agree with
100%
you
don't
either.
agree with
That's
Sanchez.
all right.
It's the
It's all right.
original content that's stopping
That's
me.
what bothers
It's
me.
the original content part.
Yeah.
And I'm saying maybe that would be a consideration for the OD, but as far as getting an award, a high prestigious
And what is the award?
award,
All right, what is the award for? What was the power behind the award?
I think that there's no power behind any of those awards other than the ODs. You
so
know,
everything else
government.
is just to codify the
I
artist.
just think this is just me.
Kind of nothing behind
That
it.
was-
Maybe because if you're not coming from a powerhouse establishment that is really, you know, I want to use the word guerrilla recognized, like people say, oh, wow, he got such and such, right? Then it's just a gesture. It doesn't become anything
Because-
more than, to me in Jamaica, the national awards is the real
It's
award.
Exactly.
the Jamaica Music Icon Award.
Yeah.
Is the award.
When
And
was
it
this
given, right?
created? Who's
it-
backing it? Babsy?
Yeah, the ministry is backing it. Yes.
Give me
Jamaica
number.
Music Icon Award, which will be presented on Independence Day for the 60th Jubilee at National Stadium.
Wonderful.
Right?
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. To me, everything else is a gesture. You know what I mean? I wonder what Sizzler got. Remember that award that Sizzler got? That was a good gesture, a stronger gesture, because Sizzler got it in the stadium. He drove his motorcycles
bike.
around the bike with the whole, Jamaica watching, and the Prime Minister made a speech about him. And them look a thing that feel good as an
Right,
artist.
right.
For know that you uplift brand Jamaica to some level. You know what I mean? But
It was the same award.
is it the same award
The same
Sizzler got?
award, the Icon Award.
Okay, cool. Then maybe they're gonna do it in National Stadium for Sanchez then.
It is on Independence Day.
Okay.
For the big 60th. He's gonna get it on August 6th in the National Stadium. Icon Award, National Icon Award.
I'm glad for him, but it can't feel good because you walk and look it.
Yeah,
Call-
I'm glad for him too, but me not like Sam did say it 2 months ago, and then
Call
Yes,
it please
yes,
hold.
yes.
Call it please hold. But closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouth not get
That
fed.
That too.
So what you want the man to keep quiet when he knows that, and again, this is no disrespect. He knows his career is coming to an ending, meaning he's getting older, slowing down. And when you look back at it, he's saying to himself, say, but wait, how me not get no award? Only not rate me for nothing.
Right.
And I've been brand Jamaica all of my life. Look how far Sanchez I come from, bro.
yeah.
I know.
Sanchez I come from round zone,
True.
Sanchez I come from where winter sweater pump big hot stage show at Jamaica,
Yes, sir.
Call it a lie.
Stevens, big up.
Yes, Drew, you're right,
Oh, boy.
You know what's I mean? That trouble now when I agree with me,
Jeez, I'm happy. I've drew your call and agree with.
because the problem with Sanchez, you don't come with original songs. He always sing over songs.
So,
And
but he
Much-
got
a lot
big
of
doing that though.
artists, a lot of artists who don't sing over songs deserve it more than him.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Like
Can you tell me one?
Like a Pinchas, a Beres Hammond, those two.
All right. You see, I didn't want to have this debate, and you guys are pulling me into something, and I'm going to say something that's going to get me in
Yes.
trouble. Right? I didn't want to have this debate. Thanks to Drew and his stubbornness, it
Yes.
looks like this is where the conversation is going. Right? 718-554-8598. I'm going to ask you something, Drew, and I want you to think about it before you say it, bro. Think about it before you say it. Now, he has more original material than Sanchez. Don't get me wrong. But I want to ask you guys this. Where do you place Freddie McGregor in our history? Where is he placed?
Me can't, honestly, I'm going to think about it, and I'll even add other people to it. Alton Ellis as well, because if you
It's
go
funny,
into the
Alton
catalog,
Ellis.
That's
you
a
see
great
some whole heap of
name.
singers.
That's a
They're great
name.
names,
Yeah.
but the material isn't original.
I was about to say, I
So-
know you're not
And
bringing
don't-
Alton
and
and
don't
saying
Ken
original.
Booth in there too.
Ken Boot too.
Don't-
Boy.
and shouts to Jawise, because if Jawise was here, it would have queue up him turntable them and start beat some vinyl, and you would have hear the whole of the man them catalog in American style.
And this is why I'm very careful when I'm over here throwing accolades to Jamaican singers, because for me, all me judge singer is not necessarily you write the song. Kind of everybody write them song, but whether or not you just straight up jack somebody else's thing. We know say one of the biggest Freddie McGregor biggest song is Prophecy, right? We know it's a theme song. You know what I mean? I say I think it's a matter of your name and how far the culture decides to push you. Cause Dennis Brown have a wiki catalog, but no fighters again as well. Cover version, and not just green apples alone.
So all we say,
all our singers have asterisks. I swear to you.
So Freddie McGregor is at least to me icon. At least icon.
I agree.
At least
He's an iconic wedding singer, just like Sanchez.
Oh my gosh, the captain yata.
all right, so stop. No problem. I love having these conversations with Drew. So he is an iconic wedding singer, right? What is Ken Boothe? Same thing.
Little bit below.
A little bit below.
So he's in a
Because him
lower-
not up on Freddie level.
He's not on Freddie. So okay, and so what is Alton Ellis? Rest in peace.
Wedding singer.
Wedding singer,
John
right?
Holt.
What about John Holt?
Wedding singer.
So basically, the majority
The
of
majority of our-
Yes.
our
wedding
singers,
Yes.
right, are wedding singers to you.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
talking about Lovers Rock.
I'm
We're
saying you
talking
love
about
it, but what I'm
the
talking
heart
about-
of Lovers Rock.
And what we're saying is you love the reinterpretation of somebody else's material into our culture.
But it's still
But
art.
but that's what
but it's
makes
not
it.
ours. It's
It's-
not
but
ours.
it's
It
still
does
art.
though. It does make it our art, our interpretation
All right.
of it.
All right. One of the most famous paintings in the world is the Mona Lisa, right?
Come on.
If me come in here now and take my paintbrush and go up on the wall and pop,
It's different.
and it
That's
look the
different.
same, what am I gonna say?
But it's
Reggae
it's
doesn't
not the
look-
same.
reggae doesn't
And I'm
sound
not
the
gonna get the
same.
same
It's
credit.
not the same. It doesn't sound
My
the
mom
same.
might love it.
It is a different interpretation. It is not a carbon copy.
718-554-8598. Get in on this conversation, please, people, because some of you may be thinking like Stacey and I and Bayesian Assassin, and some may be thinking
Yeah, some
like
y'all idiot. It's cool. I'm cool with it.
I'm not
your
saying that
point
you're
is
an idiot,
interesting, though.
because I see your point. But I'm saying
yeah,
that
your point is
based
interesting.
on what you're saying, you are taking away all the status from some of the most prominent people in music in our culture.
Yeah.
That's all I want to point out. You're pulling away the status from the Ken Booths, right?
Yeah.
The
Alton Ellis.
The Alton Ellis, them. You know, all of these iconic people. Now,
John Holt.
is that, I don't know.
Yo, if you check it, most of the people them, like myself, I mean, me not afraid to talk me age of 49. And when me get bigger, me realize, yo, them man they take with the whole of them song and it changed like how I look at them. Cause at first, when me I sing, I said, right to them man, the pen game wicked. Then I'm like, hold up. All you did was sit there and listen to your radio and decide to jump on one day. And I know we're going to hear the big excuse about the producers in Jamaica during that time wanted them to re-sing the American R&B. I don't give a damn. It still ain't, you ain't write it, bro.
So basically you're saying that these people cannot really be hailed as brand Jamaica because they're
karaoke
frauds.
singers.
They're karaoke. They're party singers.
There you go.
Oh wow. Call
Wow.
you alive.
Oh, wow.
Call you alive.
So we are gonna put Jack Ure.
Hey, Jack Ure sings original material most of the time, bro. Whether or
Yeah.
not you like him, brother, Jack Ure sing original material.
Right, okay. So Jack Ure could be a brand Jamaica, right?
I don't think they're going to do that, buddy.
So you give Jack Ure more. You give Jack Ure more props than
On my
than-
list, on the
He
way
gives Jacure more props because
That-
Jacure's songs are original.
more
So,
than Ken Booth
The-
and Alton Ellis.
the people who kicked open the door for our music.
them kick it toward me, yes, but them coming in there with other people
But
things.
it's already the door kick open same way.
Call you alive.
But some know said you are one couple gin brother and I'm
Good evening, Lady Anne.
Lady,
Just them man they take some foreign song and turn them into some classic. Even sing them better than the people who sing them and give
You're
them
the
credit.
term. See, that's what I'm saying. We're saying that them sing it better because they sang it the way we want to hear it.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and you not give them the credit your time but them away.
I'm not saying that they're not Lady Anne, I'm not saying that they should not get credit for what they did. They sang them good. But if we're looking at it from a creative standpoint, you cannot just sit down in your living room, hear a bad song and say, "Rotted, I'm wrong, go down a studio." No.
But my question is, Anne, hear me out with this, Anne, right? And thanks for calling. Regardless if you agree that the person is original singer or the person has, adopted lyrics as they used to, put on the records, adopted by,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How can you deny the success of that person? So if we go back to a Sanchez, his material is not his. But how do you then disregard how far he's reached in?
That's what I say.
In the industry.
From far.
Him reach far enough.
All right. Me not listen to Pinchers. I one song Pinchers sing when me ever listen to and dance. You can't play a Pinchers to me. But give me a Sanchez.
But they say, all right. Remember Sanchez? Remember, on big stage show at Jamaica, Pinchers tell him already, say, yo, Bridget, all pirates draw down your antenna and change your frequency. And tell him from in the 80s, say, watch ya, no one writes original songs anymore. That's why he's standing here today going, where my thing there?
All right, and tell him all of that. But who have the bigger impact right now? Right now.
Yeah, but he's right there next to Pinchers going, where my one there? Is it?
Sanchez can't full Madison Square Garden and Pinchers can't do that.
Phil, which Madison Square Garden? Come on, lady. Right now, the man think can't move Amazura. Stop it, man.
The last stage show, hold on there, Mr. George Cooke keep a stage show in Manhattan with Sanchez and Beres. And the two of them are clash fast here. And the wickedest thing them. Hey, the man, the Beres are run. It's a good thing Beres have the itch. Them and the itch. Them and the itch.
I am not, Lady Anne, I am not taking away his credit. He is a great vocalist, one of the best singers in Jamaica. But if we're looking at accolades to place on people based on creativity, we can't put him in the category with certain man because he didn't do the work.
But what about his contribution,
oh my God.
though, Drew?
That's what I think you're not. That's what I think you are turning
no one
your
is
back
denying,
on.
and I don't think that Lady Anne is denying that he sings over songs. I am saying that him sing over songs, and not even Jamaica. The world that loves reggae has accepted his style or his interpretation of these songs.
Right.
He has then, hold on, Drew, he has then pushed the Jamaica brand musically to another level. Sanchez has helped set the bar for what our Lady Anne get cut off. I don't know what happened. Sanchez has helped set the bar for what we as Jamaicans or reggae lovers expect a singer to be able to deliver.
Absolutely.
He's that bar.
Absolutely.
So when we were talking about Rory, Drew, right? And we said Rory set the bar for dancehall. Well, as far as vocalist is concerned, Sanchez helped to set that bar, whether the songs was his or not. How can we deny all of that because he sings over people's songs?
Hey, man. I look at it, like I said, even that, what you said, and even a while ago, I disagree with what you said because what you said was, globally, he has set the bar for what reggae lovers are supposed to expect. But to me, he's lowered the bar because what they expect you to do is listen to WP alone.
Okay.
I'm going to find a song.
We want to ask that question, Drew. Where would you categorize Bob Andy?
But you know,
Bob writes his stuff.
So you give
Bob
him
Andy writes his stuff. And that's what I'm saying.
All right. I write for him and he write for Marcia.
All right. In sports, right? Let's use sports analogy. If you hit 500 home runs naturally, and you hit 500 home runs on steroids, it's the same numbers, right? Mm-hmm. Which one is the pure talent?
Of course, the natural talent.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So when you sit,
all
right, why do you think that we're sitting here today and loving songs at groups like Oxygen, and we are said, why no more lovers rock now, make a Jamaica? You wanna know why? Because American R&B went completely in the garbage, and Jamaican man them can't find nothing for teeth. So everybody's sitting back going, rotten music mashup, music mashup, come they can't find nothing for teeth.
Drew, somebody just texted me and asked me, what about Wayne Wonder?
Brother, Wayne Wonder talk it in that mouth in a dust studio here. So watch ya. The material that he did in the beginning of his career, he had to stop because he realized he wasn't putting out no original material. And Wayne Wonder started singing be original song. Mm-hmm. So me give Wayne Wonder him credit because he recognized what he was doing and realized him never really left no real legacy for himself.
So you put and I beg you turn off him, man.
You put Wayne in front of Sanchez.
Yes.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yes. I don't care about vocal skills. I'm talking about what you did with your career.
Big up yourself.
Call you live. Call you live.
Sanchez juicing.
Number 1.
Yes, left field.
Mood operator number 2. And the high maintenance Stacy Max. And BA.
Yes, sir.
Mary J. Blige. Can't even fill Madison Square Garden, 20,000 feet. How Sanchez can do that?
Oh, you mean?
when Mary J. Blige perform now, they put out a smaller venue, maybe a 5 or 6.
The arena.
Wow.
Venue. Come on, Billy Joel does it. Billy Joel, who hadn't had a hit since 1985, he could still Madison Square Garden. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
Wow.
By the way, Mary J. Blige, you know, even Mary J. Blige make over song too.
Yeah, but look at the catalog. That's what I'm saying. A man can't grab a little one song here and there, nothing no wrong. But when we look on your body or your work, and me I say, yo, all right, you have 60 big songs in your career, and let's say 40 of them over that side here, you can't sing and make a money because any other fireman them hear them a come for you. Yo, brother, sit down.
Call it live.
Hi, guys. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, leave it to Drew.
A long time I'm not calling you now. What's up? Welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much.
Listen, dude, why you cool? Your heart cool like ice.
I try.
I do one thing. I used to that sing a Marian song. We say ice box in my heart. Listen, the man to get him props. I don't care if it's original or not original. I put it for original. They are foolishness. I don't care. Man, about two vocalists and the man can't. The man can't. You got to keep a party now. I said Sanchez, I did everything. I see you don't even have hands to sell your ticket then.
Ma'am,
Colin, did you just hear Drew say that the majority, well, not the majority, but the icons that we picked out, he said that they're wedding singers. I just want you to know that he just said that they're wedding singers.
The man come like I me don't know do what look for where it makes
hey, and let me tell you how much Sanchez mean to me. As a 16-year-old in Jamaica, I meet a girl. And before I left Jamaica, I lay down in the bed with the girl, and the song where I play was "Don't Say No Is the End of the World." Me almost cried. I never want to leave the girl. So Sanchez in my heart, you know. You understand? I said Sanchez no move me, you know. But me I say, yo, if we looking at it from the standpoint of you looking at your body of work, there's an asterisk there.
Call it live.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear you call these artists, and I want to know rate Sean Paul.
So Sean Paul is not a singer. We're not talking about DJs.
But to me, he cross over and still do yard music and work with singers.
We have to rate Sean Paul. Sean Paul has to be rated.
Absolutely, but
he's
we're
just
saying,
not part of this conversation.
Yeah, and
Why can't he be a brand of Jamaica?
He is a brand of Jamaica.
He's a huge brand of Jamaica.
He is a brand
but
of
we were
Jamaica.
saying about people who are deserving of being of getting those accolades who haven't gotten them, and other people, like if you were to give Sean Paul an award, that level of award now, over somebody who has been around for umpteen years, it look away.
You know what the flowers Sanchez wanted flowers. You know what his flowers has been since 1987 until now? Sold out shows. You made your money, bro. People all about the place respect you as an artist, and they came out to see you.
And that's not worth nothing, except for wedding
singers. You don't need no award.
You don't need no award. You've been
back.
able to make a living off of what you love, right? And if them drop you in a New York on February right now, the place full up like Lady Ann said. Let that be your flowers. A piece of plastic or a glass.
The lady right, yo, man heart. More like Omarion.
Omarion. At the time, new nickname.
Call it live. Icebox. No, Icebox. Icebox. Call it live.
Jeez,
Hello?
Yes, I.
Blessing to the item.
Blessings.
Yeah, what me I go say? My local input is that 90% or 85% of them sing at the back in ideas was then do back over people song. And me have to say if Sanchez deserve it, give it to him, because I'm putting a lot of work in it.
A lot of work.
Beres Hammond himself used to sing. Beres Hammond used to sing over back people.
What you just said? Used to. Used to. Yeah, everybody need an entry, bro.
Everybody have to copy from someone.
Yeah, your entry. But you don't stay there.
Someone did have a sound first.
Bro, but hear what you're saying. Hear what you're saying. That Beres came in singing other people's material. Cool. That's how you get your foot in. 35 years later, you should not be in that lane.
Right.
Talking about where's mine.
All right, Sanchez right what? 2 songs or 3 songs?
Yo, you know me, the argument strong, you know.
Them lawyer, you're not good.
Oh boy.
Sanchez got jail. Never get to
Them lawyer, you're not good.
Oh my
Public
God.
defender,
Yo,
not
let me tell you,
good.
if I know that the when we sit down there and think, no, tonight I have to call Chris Ellis, right? We just talked to Chris Ellis last week and said, Chris, which show you are come on? And he's very excited and we love Chris Ellis and he said, yeah man, cause you know me I do a tribute to my father and everything. So I call Chris Ellis knowing tonight
Tell him something me not there.
say, Chris, your wedding singer father tribute almost ready. I mean, come on,
Make sure I say on the edit out everything.
Jesus. No, sir, we didn't know we wouldn't bring up Sanchez tonight.
Call it live.
Drew's right.
Oh, another icebox.
Drew's right. Right. No argument.
But you gotta explain
Wow.
why. Explain to us why Drew's
Wow.
right. Hey, he hung up the phone.
Oh my God.
Hung up the
Yo,
phone.
you like you text somebody and say, yo, call him and say I'm right.
I'm sure I advise his listeners say, why them open up Drew microphone? Call it live.
Yeah. What you guys think about Eddie Lovett?
About who?
Eddie Lovett.
Eddie Lovett.
I don't know Eddie Lovett.
I got some Eddie Lovett.
Yes, no.
Is that reggae song? That?
Yeah,
Reggae
no,
artist?
that's an artist. Yeah, but he's more. He sing over a lot of songs. I'm not gonna lie to you. He sang
In
over a lot
reggae?
of songs.
Reggae
yeah,
vibes?
Yeah.
Really?
He sang over a lot of songs. Yeah.
I don't have a feeling because I'm not familiar with
But
the
he,
music.
but he appealed to older, like our parents.
Oh, okay. So from, but
know what I mean?
Yeah, but-
I think Sanchez would be bigger than him, though. Correct?
Yeah, yeah. And
We don't,
these
the
days,
fact that
Sanchez
we don't
way
even
bigger.
know
Yeah.
who he
Yeah.
is.
Call it live.
Proof already.
Yeah, man, big up the panel, big up Chin, big up who did it, Drew, Bayesian Assassin,
Yes,
Face
sir.
the Market Nice.
I'm big up Icebox.
Icebox Drew.
Yeah. No. Really and truly, Drew's talking the truth, though. Because I want to tell you that Sanchez remind me of what Sam Cooke used to be. Like, him would have sing out all them other songs are great, but, I mean, he wanted to sing songs that had some change. What kind of work Sanchez really put in him? Did I sing some songs, yes, and he could sing
But
beautifully.
Sam Cooke is a great artist.
No, he became a great artist because he started to sing his own songs that made change. It's not until I think he heard John Lennon's song. I forgot what song it was that actually could invoke change. That's how he was able to make his song.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, right? Bottom line, you and Drew is basically saying that Sanchez has nothing to complain about, you know, as far as getting an award.
Oh wow.
I would give
conversation went left
Sanchez an achievement award.
Wow, not icon.
Yeah.
Icon.
Not
Ooh.
icon.
Oh.
I would give him achievement.
Jesus. So let me ask you this.
No,
so
I
if
agree
you're
with
saying
you.
that about Sanchez, what are you saying about Alton Ellis
Yeah.
and John Holt? You know, I mean,
And Ken Booth.
and Ken Booth.
No, hold on. I wait, no. You see them more now? Them more if you put a more cultural spin, more upon it, or more understanding the music, more than what Sanchez.
Sing over though.
Yeah,
them was sing over, yes, but like
So
we
what's
said,
the difference?
It was a
Wonder
different
if
time.
one day that
I'll tell you what the
say
difference
that
is.
Yo,
you
it was a
care.
different time.
Brother.
They had to sing over. Everybody had to sing over to get their foot in the business.
Stop. Drew
Celine-
said don't use that as an excuse in this conversation.
And here, bro, and this is exactly
I
why
agree
we ain't
with
getting
you.
no new
I
music
agree
from
with
Ken. And before Alton Ellis was gone, rest his soul, he wasn't getting no new music. Because them man, they reach where them for reach and they had nothing more to offer. Cause check it, you know. The only reason why we are give them man their pass is because of the time that they've been able to still be in the business. Not necessarily because the body of work is so great, because you cannot sit here right now and tell me the last song where Ken Booth have in the last 2 or 3 decades where the matter in the culture.
Caller, please go. Please hold.
Lifetime
Caller,
award.
What you're giving, what you're
Lifetime
mentioning,
awards.
what you're giving him props for is longevity.
Caller, please hold. Right? So what we're also thinking or saying, right? Icebox is saying, is that it doesn't matter that an artist has been able to remain relevant through 3-4 decades.
30-something years.
Right?
Look
So
at the
because,
camera.
but hold on. Listen, because Holy Man sing over a song and didn't even last a decade of relevancy. I'm thinking that Sanchez right now, right? Not everybody has the Beres syndrome, and I call the Beres syndrome this. Beres is one of the very few artists in our industry where you go to a Beres show, grandmother did it, mother did it, and granddaughter did it. Right? At least 3 decades. Everybody, you can go enjoy a Beres Hammond with grandma, mommy, and yourself. Right? Sanchez too. Right? How much more artists do we have that with? Some of the artists from the earlier days, like the Ken Boots, and big up to them artists there, but if grandma and mommy are go, daughter now go with them. Talk the truth.
It's
right?
true.
So
It's true.
Sanchez has his contribution has gone, like, I want to say right behind the Beres.
Because I can go Sanchez with me and my daughter.
Right.
I can go sing Sanchez.
Are you lying? Are you disagreeing to that, Drew?
No.
Right? You could bring your mother to a Sanchez show.
Yeah,
Would she not know who Sanchez is?
You know him.
Right? Would your wife not know who Sanchez is?
You know who he is.
All right. So are we saying that despite that man accomplishing being relevant for over 3 decades, that man should get no respect because of his material?
I'm not saying he shouldn't get no respect. I'm saying the level, like, first of all, his achievement has been him being able to take care of his family for 30 years.
33 albums.
Sing.
Me not care if I do over.
You really sit down and tell me about 33 albums?
Yes,
Stacey,
I am.
probably about 2 albums out of that have original song.
We're not here.
Yeah, where are we going to do that? Because when I'm all right, when a man, it's like when a man tell me, say, yo, Sizzla have 50 album. Rude boy, I tell me about 50 album for. When you know said it's them, they on the one them not the beginning part.
All right, okay.
And even if him drop an album last year, tell me which song on it did bad.
I got you. Okay.
Drew is basically Drew is basically saying that it is what it is.
You got paid. That's why when people say them do things, and I'm like, your brother, you did it to feed your family. You did it to make a living. So happened to be that you were able to do it for a long number of years.
Right.
Like my man said, an achievement award, definitely. You achieved the goal of making music and feeding your family for 30 years.
So the
Dig up yourself.
So the men who we consider the foundation, the bedrock of musical song singing style in Jamaica,
and interpret
a fraud,
yeah,
a fraud,
and we're also saying this according to Icebox, right? Sanchez should be happy that he made a living for 30 years off of other people's material. That's what he's saying in a word.
Right.
So he's saying that Sanchez shouldn't even be complaining about not getting an acknowledgement in Jamaica. The fact that he's been ramming stage shows, and as Lady Ann said, him can ram up Madison Square Garden. Drew is saying that that's his reward and nothing else should be heard of.
I'm like, yo, you did what you were supposed to do.
With your life, your reggae life. Think about
and
weddings.
I'm gonna answer you honestly.
Call her, please hold.
Think about birthdays. Think about wedding. Think about your little 16-year-old baby love in a bed.
Boy.
Would your life musically and the women in your life be the same without Sanchez songs?
No, he added to my reggae experience.
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie.
and that is what
But at
issue
the same
is.
time, I bought them CDs and I went to them shows. Big up yourself, I pay my money. I'm not gonna stand here and say, boy, give him everything when forget, because brother, the body of work.
Icebox ain't enough. May I tell you?
Call it live. Turn down your radio and listen to your phone, please. Turn down your radio and listen to your phone, please. Call it live. I lost that one, huh? Call it live. Call it live.
I know someone who played in Eddie Lovett band. I thought he was Jamaican at the time. He used to sing a lot of songs over in the 80s. He's now deceased, but they told me he was American.
Oh,
In the
interesting.
80s, he was a lot of songs in the 80s.
I'm not familiar. It's not my generation. I'm not familiar with his work. Call it live.
Big up to everybody.
Big up, man.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, I remember the first, but I don't remember Stacey might remember when I advised myself about Sanchez is an icon, and I called and I said Sanchez is not an icon, and I think they was a little bit upset, but the fact still remain. I can't give him icon level when he's not doing original music. It never occurred to him in all his career to let me do my own original album. When I'm gonna sing over a song that's already hit,
All right, so I'm going to
To
ask
me,
you the
you know-
same question. Are you saying that about Alton? And are you saying that about Ken Booth? And are you
Okay,
saying
but-
that, you know, I mean, you have to call up them man the name
But
too.
yeah,
I
but
remember
seriously,
saying me and my
Even if
friends
say
did it up on
Freddie,
the
you say
NZ.
Freddie McGregor in that category.
Yeah, but then you have to look on the era too. You have to look on the era. The
But
time
what-
when they was doing music too. When Alton was doing music. Rap music was wildly popular to Jamaica. When Sanchez was doing it, anybody could have found the music.
Oh, you mean, man? No, man. Them music that is
I just-
popular in Jamaica.
I just don't think we're being. I don't think that many of you are being fair. But again, I see the argument,
Tin,
but me don't agree with the argument.
Tin, every song with Sanchez do, all of them is already hit, R&B hit.
Bro, I never heard me and my friends sit up on the NZ with
That's
nobody
all.
else.
You never diss the man,
Right?
too.
Right?
Oh,
Me
because that's too original.
me never hear this the man with the angle.
They're
Never.
too original.
Me never hear Wild
That's-
Wild
that's
Sanchez
true.
ever.
Give me one more. That's three.
I'm on no
three.
smoke the chronic to
I'm
bother
on
no
the-
one.
Yes.
We are
Three, and that's
going.
it.
We are going.
3 years.
But look on the talent we have. Look on the talent we have. It never occurred to me. I said, look, let me go do some original music. Sanchez, to me, Sanchez was a talent. If he did start his original song, he would have been legendary status.
He took shortcuts,
But
bro.
he took shot. That's it.
How many?
And
how
to
many-
me, you know what he remind me of?
Don't
I'm
say
very
it.
sorry.
Don't say
Not
it.
gonna get married. Excuse me, not gonna get married. Now. It reminds me of you. Are you on Blake?
You and Blake.
The talent could have
No,
always
you
been.
didn't. No, you didn't. Come off of the phone. Come off of the phone. Oh my gosh, you really.
Yo, listen, this conversation is getting out of hand.
My God.
Right? Because somebody just WhatsApp me and says that if Sanchez is being honored, we need to honor Ghost and Tony Curtis.
Fuck, son.
It get out of hand now.
Why you want to know? Cause
I
Ghost been
love-
on the thing just as long as Sanchez.
I love Ghost and I love Tony Curtis. I love Luke. I love. Listen, I have a great respect and love a singer.
But it's a different level.
But a different Sanchez different, man. People,
And
come on.
it's a different
So
level.
Come on now.
So
Come on.
Oman Nino get weaker Ghost them show.
Yeah, but-
Yeah,
yeah,
you
but-
don't need them
but
buckles
it's-
same way,
it's
but
a-
it's a different. But
it's
you
a
know,
different
buckle,
level.
buckle different.
See?
It's a different level.
That's
Them,
Come on now.
them man they can't go toe to toe with
So
Beres
say
on the
that you may
stage.
say that's why we are say una put level of thieves.
And then you put.
I said there's level thief for thief.
Freddie McGregor. I'm surprised that you put Freddie McGregor there. Freddie McGregor.
Freddie McGregor ride Big Ship.
Yeah, sailing on the ocean.
That was his song.
Yeah.
Say the music man.
No, of course.
Was that an original song?
No, you're ready if you hold on steady. We're moving on.
Freddie McGregor sang
I would
that
like you
origi-
to know this.
original song.
Freddie McGregor.
Take a seat and wait till I'm ready.
All right.
The
Freddie,
man
they
has
have
been
to
in the
rock it
business
steady.
for 49
Big
years,
ship
something like
sailing
that.
under.
The
I'ma
man's
look that
song
up.
was
Or more
so
than that.
the man's song was so big that his whole production company became known
Big
as
Ship.
Big Ship.
Big Ship.
And he
Yo,
then became known as
Drew.
the captain.
Yeah.
Somebody said he's lucky he's not in pirate jail. Sanchez.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
No, sir. Mm-mm.
Yo, listen.
No,
Oh,
No,
everywhere.
nobody let Sanchez know about this
Wow.
conversation. 718-554-8598 is that number in studio.
I am a fan.
Phone line them ablaze.
You know-
We gotta have more respect for the trendsetters, though, man.
You know, he brought up. You brought up Little Green Apple.
Yes.
How many covers of Little Green Apple are there, reggae wise? Of course, we know Chris
We know
Martin.
that Chris Martin did over
Dennis-
Dennis Brown.
Dennis Brown.
I think
One and two other
Country,
people
you know,
tried.
and a couple other people did it.
But
The
Dennis
point
Brown are the
is
man.
that-
Yeah,
the
Dennis
point
Brown's
is
the
that
noteworthy one.
You have to be able to interpret it. 10 people can sing or cover the song. And only one version bus because their interpretation touch the audience in some way.
I'm gonna give you a quick joke. It's 2 minutes to the top of the hour. I was talking to a Spanish lady, right? And you know the dreads and stuff, and she says reggae. She loves reggae. Reggae? I love reggae. Buh, 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 buh. And you know, interpretation. So she goes on to say to me, "Do you know Gregory Isaac?" I said, "Yeah. I know Gregory Isaac. I love his music." She said, "Yeah, I love his music too, especially the one Night Nurse. I love that one, Night Nurse. Oh, the pain is getting worse." And I said, and I'm smiling. And she said, "You know what he's talking about, right?" And I said, "Yeah, of course I know what he's talking about. I'm Jamaican." She said, "What is he talking about?" I said, "Night Nurse. You know, sex, lady coming over, taking care of him in the night." She said, "No.
No, he
he's talking
wasn't.
about coke."
He's talking about cocaine.
Yes, he's talking
Pain
about
is getting
cocaine.
worse.
He needs the coke, and I never knew that. I don't know if it's true, but she
That's what he was-
She said,
yeah.
"I love that song, Night Nurse." Right? Tell him it's a case of emergency, and I'm like, wow. I never thought about And I'm not saying that she's right, but here's a Spanish woman
Yeah.
telling me that the interpretation is that he's talking about coke.
And let me
Yeah,
say
that's
that
not
be
the first
true?
time I heard that.
And let me
You
say
thought
this
it was
before.
No, that's not the first time. I've heard that many
I've
times.
heard it.
Let me say this before the video go viral. And you say, yo,
It
Sanchez is a great singer.
Don't fix it now.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. But I still feel if more original material was there, we wouldn't have to have this debate of give me mine. You understand?
You know, it's the Sanchez part for me. But I mean, you just shut at me when you call up Alton Ellis name on Ken.
Stacey, man,
Yeah,
you
right.
have this
Yeah,
nice.
you let me look
you
at
have
my
this nice
vinyls different
MacBook
now.
in front of you. Type in the big song them from
Me
the
no
artist
business.
and look and see.
Me no business.
Let's go to commercial break. We'll be right back after the top of the hour. Thank you guys so much
my
for
blood
locking
pressure
in.
medicine
It's Sound Chat Radio. Turn it up. You know that Pincher said that he wrote this song for Bounty Killer, though. I just want to put that out there, Drew. You know that Pincher said he wrote this song for Bounty Killer. Long time I ride it, I'm a riding west. Pincher said he came up with the whole concept and then came up with Bounty's part and brought it to Bounty Killer.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
Hey, but that's how it goes though. But at least Pincher sit down and write it and say, yo, come in. No wrong.
I
Same
said
like,
Bounty never heard per radio and sing it over.
no. And Pincher's never heard it on radio. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez,
Ah, man. 718-554-8598. Call you live.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm listening to the conversation. It's quite interesting. I have to weigh in on that too because I am a little perturbed with some of our great Jamaican artists who have great talent but do not originate. However, one cannot say that Freddie McGregor, Alton Ellis are not icons because really we have to look at what makes icons. Icon is not just about the talent, okay? Icon is about somebody who makes a measurable difference or who can who puts out who creates influences around the world. Alton Ellis has created influence. Freddie McGregor has created influence. Dennis Brown has created influence, not just in Jamaica but globally. Honestly, Sanchez has not. Sanchez has an amazing voice, an amazing talent, like the other caller said. I think he would have done better had he originated song. I personally would be bored of the Sanchez concert.
Wow.
I have a great question for you, right? And I love how eloquent you're putting your comment, right? I have a great question for you right now. You named some artists that you said are icons because, you know, for me, I call it like shifting the parameter of the culture, right? They made a huge difference. Their impact is unmeasurable, so you got to give it to them, right? When you said that Sanchez is not one, I want to ask you this, and I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
Is Beres one?
Absolutely.
Now, again, we're having a nice conversation. What parameter did Beres shift? How has Beres changed the music?
Beres has crossed boundaries.
How?
Okay, and transcend barriers. But like you said earlier, Beres has influenced the young, the old, and people around the globe.
And Sanchez has done the same.
Not necessarily, because I know a lot of old folks that don't want to hear a word from Sanchez.
But you see, but here's the,
I'm personally in that.
here's the debate. Here's the debate.
Huh?
Here's the debate. So when we spoke about, and again, I'm up for great conversation all the time, right? When we speak about the people that you talk about, the Freddies and the Altons and these, we know that there's a parameter shift. We can't deny that, right? Now we look at Sanchez and we say Sanchez is just a great artist, but there's no parameter shift, right? Sanchez is a good artist. He did his time, right? Now, when we look at Beres, right, I got to ask that question. Is Beres a great artist with a shifting parameter, or is he just a great artist? Because we got to also understand this. Most of the artists this is just reality. This is not me talking BS. When you look at the reach of a Freddie McGregor and a lot of these artists, Beres hasn't gotten there.
I disagree with
Right?
you.
What are you talking about?
Beres?
When you look at, listen, when we're having this conversation, we can't judge what's in front of us. We got to look at what's global, right? If you were right now to go through Beres' career and look at how many places Beres performed globally, compared to what the rest of the man them do, you would see that there's a major difference in Beres's reach.
You're right. He's more Western Hemisphere.
Beres is a monster in front of us, right? But when you say like Freddie McGregor did Africa and all of these places, and Alton Ellis them conquered this place, and you know Ken Booth and Toots, Beres hasn't done those things. Right. Yeah, that hasn't been Beres's road to fame.
I can't argue that.
And brother, you're correct. But back again to what makes an icon, and it's because of Alton Ellis, and it's because of the Dennis Browns, and it's because of the Bob Marleys, and it's because of the Gregory Isaacs and the Freddie McGregors. Why they've paved the way for Sanchez, and that's what makes them icons. Sanchez hasn't paved the way for anyone.
Okay, so stick a pin. Again, go back and ask you. Has Beres paved the way? Because to me, Beres is an icon. Beres is an icon in our industry. I believe that classroom of icons, even though you bear the same title going in, people have contributed in different ways to get into that category. I believe Beres is an icon, and this is just Chin speaking, but he may not have contributed the same that Freddie contributed
in the same capacity.
In the same capacity.
But he's still an icon.
He's still an icon. All right, correct. So now I'm saying everything that we are saying, other than the sing-over lyrics, right? Because you know that's going to be a big part of the conversation. But let's look at the reach of Sanchez, right? And we're denying the reach of Sanchez because we're saying Sanchez is a sing-over song, so he's not an icon. And now I'm saying, well, let's look at the reach of Beres. How do we say one is an icon and take away from the other?
Well, what I'm looking at, what way has Sanchez paved the way? How has Sanchez paved the way for other artists? What has Sanchez done in his life to help other artists? And I'm not going to equate him with Beres at this point. Because
I'm just using Beres as somebody that we all look at as an icon. That's why I'm using him, because Beres is kind of in the middle, right? So,
right, he's kind of in the middle. But the argument earlier was comparing people like the Alton Ellis and the Freddie McGregors as opposed to the Sanchez. Beres comes later on in that. But I'm looking at the Alton Ellis, and I'm looking at the Freddie McGregors, and I'm looking at the John Hope. These people sell out venues before they even reach the country. I grew up in the UK, born in Jamaica, grew up in the UK. I remember when you were heading to the UK, John Hope was going to be performing with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and I tried to get tickets before I went to America, and I was told the tickets were sold out before I even leave the United States.
Yeah, but
Sanchez can't do that. Sanchez doesn't do that.
All right, stick a pin, right? Stick a pin. We're having a conversation. Shouts to everybody that's locked in. We're having a really great conversation that we spiraled in because of what we call him, Icebox.
Yes.
Yeah, Icebox, right?
And his compadre just signed in.
Who's that?
Iron Voice.
Right? Cool.
Talk to me right now.
Now I have a caller on the phone, and she's making some really great points, right? And I'm just saying, and you guys know my thing. We have to use the same measuring stick for everybody when we're having these conversations. So we have agreed that we identified our icons, Freddie McGregor, Alton Ellis, and Ken Booth and these persons, right? And we're saying that Sanchez has not gotten this out of that, so we can't put him in that place. My argument now, because I know that it would stir the pot, even though the caller is saying that it wasn't part of the original conversation, is Beres. I don't care what anybody wants to say to me as far as, the facts. The facts is the facts, right? There's no opinions in this. Beres is a icon, column, whatever, all glory you give to Beres in these times.
Yeah.
But Beres doesn't have the reach as some of the other man them in the thing. Right?
Okay.
So how can we then deny and say, well, we can't get Sanchez the reach because Sanchez can't go, yes, sir?
First of all, some of the reach, sad to say, comes post-mortem, right? Sometimes people reach greatness in post-mortem.
Right.
Beres has the catalog to definitely supersede Icon right now, right?
But Icon is not catalog alone.
It's not, and as far as influence, I hate to admit that I'm gonna say I'm not sure about The influence part, I never really thought about
Beres was able to do what a lot of the other artists traveled the world doing. Beres was able to stay local and create the same presence in our culture. Think about it.
I'm going to say this, brother. I remember back in the 80s when Patti LaBelle was on the scene. She never got an accolade. And look how great she is. She's just now getting her accolade. She never got an accolade, and that was one of the biggest debates. Because I love music. I love all music. That was one of the biggest discussions that we had amongst us. That Patti LaBelle, there were other artists that came after Patti LaBelle that didn't even touch from close to how good she was, but they had more respect, more reach. They had more reach. They had more acknowledgement than she did. I think it's the same with Beres. Okay, but again, Sanchez. I think Sanchez would have been greater and an icon if Sanchez was an originator. Look at Whitney Houston.
I'm not disagreeing.
Right, I'm not disagreeing with that either.
I'm not disagreeing. What I'm disagreeing with in the Sanchez debate is the fact that Sanchez is not great.
Right.
What I'm disagreeing with is that Sanchez is not. No, not you. I'm just saying in general. Right? And thank you for you know your contribution to the conversation. 718-554-8598. Drew really opened a ant's nest, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Sanchez is the greatest. I am not saying that Sanchez and Beres is on the same level, right? I am merely saying that some of the things that we are using to discredit Sanchez from being an icon is also some of the things that our very same icon Beres does not have. That's all I'm saying. So you guys are saying, well, Sanchez didn't change the industry. How did Beres change the industry?
You're right, he didn't.
Beres is a one-of-a-kind monster.
He's in a category by himself.
Drew,
but
are you agreeing with me or no?
Many artists won't get up and say, "Is Beres make me come under this thing? Is Beres?" I took my inspiration from Beres.
Well, even if they say they take their inspiration from Beres, right? There has to also be a generation of young singers in Jamaica that took their inspiration from Sanchez.
Right.
Such as Ghost and Tony Curtis and the people that you guys named earlier. Right? That's Sanchez's lane. That wasn't Beres' lane.
You can't deny that, Drew.
Come on now.
Can't deny that.
No, that's a serious point, right?
Come on now.
Can't deny that.
That's a serious point.
How can you say the most successful artist in our culture from dancehall stand up round sound and sing love songs to becoming a person who has hits? Look at his journey. Stand up round sound, bust up dance, right? To recording music, whether he must sing somebody else's song or not, right? To touring the world and selling out venues, right? To also be able to stand up on a stage show and go pound for pound with the greatest.
Right.
Right? Because I don't care who you are. If Sanchez is on a show with you and you're a singer,
you better
and you and Sanchez at work, you better come hard.
Yes. He's not gonna make you work.
None of this is my opinion. This is all factual. Come on. So if we say, boy, Beres, I'm telling you guys that Beres is great. Right, Drew? But look at Beres' scope. Beres is not the artist that is nominated for Grammys. Think about it. Beres is not the artist that you see in crossover magazines to say, you know, top singer coming out of Jamaica, right? Beres is not the person where you hear say him gone to Africa for 2-3 weeks, go tour, Australia, Europe, right? So, what are we saying? Like, really, what are we saying there?
You can't fight that argument.
So if we're saying that Sanchez never do it, so Sanchez can't be an icon, then how do we say? Because I know, right, that Sanchez has captured multiple generations in his career.
No doubt. Not to say
He's
Beres
probably
hasn't. We're not arguing that part with Beres. We're not arguing that.
I'm using Beres as a thumbnail because Beres is probably the greatest at that in this time. Who else has done it? Closest to Beres? Sanchez.
No doubt.
We're not talking about Freddie and Alton because all of them is in a different category, right? When
They're
you look
icons.
when you
They're
look at
not wedding
modern day
singers.
vocalists coming out of Jamaica, and you take all of them and put them into one pot, right? Who can come closest to capturing 3 generations?
Sanchez.
Like Beres.
Hands
Since
down.
we're gonna make Beres the marker.
Sanchez. And I'm okay with making Beres the marker. Beres deserve to be the marker.
No, but Icebox, you agree or you disagree? I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
but,
I'm not
Mr.
talking about the sing-overs now. I'm talking about the impact on the culture. When them say which artist Sanchez boss, the question should be how many artists has Sanchez inspired?
Well, that's the case. He inspired, like we said earlier, you guys were saying Ghost and some other man. He inspired other sing-along artists.
Which is true.
Which is no nothing because these guys didn't add nothing to the culture either. where Ghost add?
I can't.
Wow.
I can't.
This is a no
Where
win.
to the Curtis
can't.
add? I'm just saying, if he's responsible, he's responsible for the pirate them in their business. Show the man them say you can take the shortcut, eat food, and make a living.
Call it alive.
All right, Chin. Listen. Before it was Sanchez, you have an artist in called named Leroy Smart. He's locked down really
done.
on TV.
Done, yeah.
You understand? So, me agree with you. There's no way I could have give Sanchez icon.
Bro.
And the man they used to lock down the place.
Bro, let me tell you this. And let me tell you this, and I'm not saying this to be a jerk, right? Leroy Smart is not bigger than Sanchez.
Nah.
Never.
Leroy the done, but
Never. He's the Don, but he's not bigger than Sanchez.
Nowhere near.
Well, Chin, you know, you ever talk about the older people then? Because them people are just...
But that's what me I try to say, my brother. The old people them with me and you love, you see the old people them with me and you love, them love Sanchez too. Me and you love Sanchez. And we pity them love Sanchez.
All right. You know why? Because majority of Jamaican people are Christian.
Oh,
Sanchez
here we go now.
Christian music.
Oh, yeah, bring up the gospel album.
Here we go now. Here we go. It don't matter.
Wait. Come on.
No matter.
Sanchez did reach icon before Christian album.
I can't believe we're having this conversation.
Way before Christian album was.
Even I'll say that. I don't know about the icon business, but...
All right. Before you go, we would have put arts like... what the artist in here, man? This artist is thing with... we get the goal. I think a goal in album go with here. In England. I forgot the guy name. But
Wayne Wonder?
No, not Wayne Wonder.
Maxi Breeze?
No, not Maxi. Oh, the guy name. Oh my gosh. Them album just got in Murder She Wrote.
Pliers.
Oh, Pliers.
Man, come on, 5 phone, man.
Pliers.
Pliers.
I mean,
brother, we can't name 3 Pliers songs in here.
Props for him for having one of the greatest crossover tunes of all time.
And then here's the thing, though. Here's another thing. Here's another thing that we have to understand about our culture. Here's another thing that we gotta understand about our culture, though, and I think people get it twisted. There's 2 scales in our culture, right? There is a local acceptance, and there's also an international acceptance.
Okay.
Right? So you may have, 1, 2, 3, 4 top 5 artists, right? But locally, when I say locally, I mean not in Jamaica, I mean culturally, right? And then on the other side, you may have another column of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that doesn't match. For instance, right? And I'm just throwing this to kind of give you guys an understanding of what I'm saying, right? In our culture, we may say greatest dancehall artist, Bounty Killer, right? Or Beanie Man, right? So Beanie Man, all right, we may say Beanie, Bounty, Buju, right? Dancehall artists of all times, right? But on the other scale, it may be Shabba,
Paul,
Shaggy, Sean Paul.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So we also have to understand that some people are on one scale and not on the other scale. So you got to understand how we're arguing culturally versus internationally, right? Because Beres is culturally, right?
Right.
People would say internationally, but Beres is more culturally. When you start to look at somebody like a D Brown, then it's more international.
Right.
You,
Agree.
you understand what I'm
Totally
saying?
agree.
That's where it is. So it depends on what scale you are judging from.
Right.
It's going to give you your answer. I'm basic. Go ahead.
The players would be an international player.
Pliers would be internationally. So you can argue the point, right? Is
Right.
Pliers bigger than Sanchez? And the argument would be culturally he's not, but
I
internationally he is.
Right. I agree with that.
Right? Just like Wayne.
Lots of artists will fall in that category.
Right? Just like Wayne Wonder.
Tanto Metro and Devante. You know, there are lots of artists who, well, your Patra. You know, so we'll say Patra is one of the greatest dancehall. You know, the women in dancehall because of, you know,
But I argue
international reach of the song.
I argue that at the time that, you know, when we were talking, Lady Saw versus Patra, who's bigger, right? It depends on what scale you on.
Absolutely. Right.
Because if you're on the cultural scale, there's not even a conversation. Saw.
Lady Saw.
You sound
Yeah.
ridiculous
Right.
even
But
putting the
if
two
you're,
names
if you're
together.
looking on the international scale,
Patra.
it would be Patra.
Absolutely.
So we also got to understand that.
Absolutely.
So, you know, even though for us, Beres is the king of lovers rock, and we love Beres, that doesn't mean that Beres is on the other scale. It could just be the cultural scale.
Yeah.
Are you, you know, Drew, you seem to disagree.
I'm on the fence, man. My caused enough trouble since 9:30.
Well, you understand what I'm
I
saying?
leave the
completely
Sanchez
understand, and I
Beres
completely
thing.
agree with you.
Right?
I completely agree with
But-
you.
but Beres-
where are we gonna rate? Where are we gonna rate a Yami Bolo culturally and internationally? They're two different. A Lucky Dube, you know, you know, it's gonna be different on an international level.
But if we're gonna start Odessa, then it's
A two different argument. We can't.
No, but you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm trying to like just
I completely
to let
get and
people
agree with you.
understand. Like, yo, you guys are looking at this thing the wrong way, or not looking at the full picture. So
You have to bring up Cutty ranks,
Sanchez is lacking originality. I get it, and a lot of us, it bothers us that, yo, you made it big, but you never sung your own material. I get that too, but the real argument is, look how far the man reached.
That me I said.
Right? And in the furthest in how far he reached, he had to make a cultural contribution.
The man same life wouldn't be in regular life. He admits that it would not be the same without Sanchez music. That alone has to count for something.
And then you una say, boy, this a man do this and this a man do. What Sanchez do? I would want to argue that most of them man they were singing a dancehall after Sanchez are true Sanchez. I would make that argument.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you because if he's gonna be a pioneer, he is the pioneer of piracy.
Well, and even if he is the pioneer of piracy, that's his contribution.
Well, then
Well,
there
according
you
to
go.
you, he's not the pioneer of piracy, you know. Because according to you,
Enough wedding singer there too.
All of them come and pave the way for Sanchez.
Call you alive.
Hello.
Yes.
Good night.
Yes, I would like to make a contribution on this subject.
Go ahead, my brother.
All right. When it comes to being iconic, right? Let's look at the following singers and see if Sanchez fits somewhere in between. Let's say Bob Marley. There was 1,000 singers who sounds just like Bob Marley based on his influence. There was 1,000 singers that sounds like Dennis Brown because of his influence. There is 1,000 singers that sounds like Beres Hammond because of his influence. Now, there is 1,000 singers that sounds like Sanchez because of his influence. Would that make him iconic?
That's a great question.
I would dare.
You saying the fact that Sanchez, people sound like Sanchez makes him an icon?
No, I mean the influence, the influential part. Because I did a little research on the singers, and we talking about Coxon, Sir Coxon from England, encouraging Ken Booth, John Holt, a number of these singers that will do sing over, like crossover songs. So maybe Sanchez could be considered iconic in terms of crossover reggae music, because crossover is a substantial part of the reggae industry. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think it's two different times. But also, what I'm getting out of your conversation is simply this, right? We are making acceptance, and the acceptance is that the people in the early days, we basically saying, oh, it was okay
Give
that
them a
they didn't write any songs, right? Because none of them never have sense enough to write song, right? So it was okay for them to sing over songs. But in Sanchez's time, it wasn't okay for Sanchez to sing over songs.
Right.
So basically, you throw all of the other man them in the iconic status,
And left Sanchez out.
and then they leave Sanchez
doing the
out.
same thing.
For doing the same exact thing is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Now, I'm not
there's
saying that
definitely a
I'm not saying that
contradiction.
Sanchez sung over songs. Drew, what I'm trying to say is that if Sanchez sung over songs and he was just an ordinary Jamaican artist, which I think you think he is, right? Then that would be one thing. But Sanchez is bigger culturally than some of the man them will write them own material and they're also big artists. So how do you take that away from him, but you allow Alton Ellis and Ken Booth and the other mans them to occupy iconic status with the same thing? I'm not understanding that.
It is a contradiction.
Right, it's a contradiction.
That's why I said the whole of them forgot the wedding.
You did say it, and me want to repeat what I and Vice call you via my text, and I can't repeat it.
You understand? Why are we using two different measuring sticks then? He did something. It's like, all right, an artist coming out of business and find an edge, whatever that edge is, right? And him ride the edge all the way off into the sunset. And he becomes whoever he becomes. Do we take it away from him and say, boy, well, if he never have the horse, then couldn't ride this, or do we just give it to him because of what he did?
I think we can do that, except for when that same individual gets off his horse and says, hey, crown me. Then we're going to say, all right, then let's look at the journey you took to get over
Drew,
there. Then.
I didn't
Drew,
like
are you not
part.
thinking, even though he's saying that, even though he said that and we don't like it, or you think he's not also saying, but you crown the man them before me, what do what me do? I know you calling them wedding singers, but is he wrong for expecting a reward based on the accolades that was given to the people who did the same thing?
No, he's not. He's not wrong, and that's why I said the way we judge our industry is wrong, because we do things, we put different things on different people, even though the information is the same. You know what I mean? It's the same reason why one artist can do one thing and the same artist, another artist can't do it. It depends on the pedestal that we decide to put people on.
Call you live.
I'm going to say this, all right? The producers didn't let Wayne Wonder sing his own original song. Wayne Wonder did want to sing his original songs, but the producers wouldn't let him.
Okay.
And Wayne Wonder was trying to sing his original song from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And the producers wouldn't let him.
But they let Sanchez, though. Is that what you say?
No, see, that what he's saying is that Sanchez never have the cojones to stand up to the producers and be like, yo, me nah sing no more sing over, where Wayne Wonder decided, yo, watch out, me done with it.
And again, I'm not saying no. I'm saying that whatever Sanchez did, copy, no copy, whether him only have 2 songs original, he went the distance with his career. He's a milestone in the culture.
I agree.
Coming from singing on sound systems to where he is. And there is a barrage of generation of singers that come after Sanchez because of Sanchez.
Somebody just said, I brought up Little Green Apple. Somebody said, yo, Ian Sweetness versions are nice. Yes, Ian, your version is nice. However, it is Sanchez's interpretation of, or rather, Freddie's interpretation that Little Green Apple, Dennis Brown interpretation that bust wide open. So my point is that there has to be an art to the way you interpret it too, for the audience to love it. And Sanchez do it over and over and over and over and over and over again. There's got to be something to that your representation is the one that people accept.
Little Green Apples is my favorite Dennis Brown song, right? And I was heartbroken when Drew and Ninja planned to live on air let me know that it was a sing-over because I never knew, right? I don't know every song. And Ninja and Drew planned it, and right on air, they played the song, and I'm like, listen to this idiot that sang Dennis Brown's song, right? Because even though I knew I was let down at the time, I still did have to play it off like, no, a D Brown song. So again, he created that art form, right? You know, he took the lyrics and created, you know, used his art to captivate me and everybody else.
And that is my point, is that many artists can do the same song, but there's one that does it the way that it just hit. And Sanchez have a way of doing that. So you can't, there's got to be something said, whether it's original material or not, for the way the man interpret the thing repeatedly, 30-something years plus.
Call you live. Call you live.
Too long. This discussion is going on too long. It's time to change the topic.
All right. All right, left field. You must think a jukebox you plug. Call you live. Yes, I.
Don't forget, when you hear that D-Brown cover in the elevator at the mall, and then see him say, yes! Me can use the country and bust him bubble. It was not a case where him come and say, oh, I can't believe this, and when him hear him say, yes! Because I know such in love that, so I'm going to use the rub out everything. That is the evil mind of the rumble boss.
718-554-8598. I want to talk about Sunfest in a few minutes, though. Call you live.
Yeah, this is Anton Malvo.
Yo, Malvo.
You see, the master Sanchez sing over enough songs, for real. But it's back in the days, when you did a studio, producer never want you to sing original. Never want you to sing original because it's a better feel to sing over itself faster. That's why Sanchez sing. I myself to sing a whoop sing over too. But when we go for the thing original, they say no, they don't want no original. They want to sing over because it make more the sing over make more money quicker feel because people love the sing over on the reggae. That is why.
Malvo, yeah. you are original artist from them time there, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about this whole discussion that we've been having for like an hour and plus right now, where the debate or the conversation is simply that, you know, my colleague here is saying that because of Sanchez's sing-over catalog, he doesn't feel like Sanchez should deserves any major accolades because basically. How do I put it in fine words?
Exactly that way, that because it's not original content, that he does not deserve the status of icon because he's basically a glorified karaoke singer, and that his contribution to the culture of reggae is really
minimum.
It's minimal.
Talk to me.
No. Well, I can say Sanchez is a great singer and he deserve because Sanchez do a lot. A lot of people, remember, you know, when Sanchez had those shows, you know, Sanchez bring out a whole of people, you know. Remember, enough man who sing original, no full venues like Sanchez, you know.
Right.
Full venues like Sanchez, you know. Remember, you know. All of the man you say. So that's a big thing in full venues, regardless of sing over. But enough man sing over, Bob Marley sing over, but he not sing over as much as Sanchez. But Sanchez played a great part. You know, I think him played a great part and to get him accolade where he's supposed to get because Sanchez, when you book a Sanchez, it's like your book of Beres. Sanchez no flap.
Yeah,
Sanchez, you know what I say?
Absolutely, and we are of that mindset too. We agree with you on that.
I mean, him sing over, but it's not what we feel for, you know. But me I tell you, so when at that time and Sanchez I sing over, a producer come and say, listen, you have to sing over, you can't sing original because I go through the same thing too. Because now me have to try sing. Me just put out an album called Mature. Me have sing more. I go one sing over the planet. One.
Yeah, man, nice album.
Me have to build back. Me have to build back that original thing because the producer them say they no want to sing over. No want original. They want to sing over. So that's the reason why Sanchez sing some over. But Sanchez deserve everything.
But Drew is basically saying he could have stopped though. That's Drew's argument. He just don't want to talk to you because you're an artist. Drew says Sanchez could have stopped, changed the route and got different, but Sanchez chose to live his whole career singing over songs, and therefore he should not be looking for acknowledgement or accolade. He should just be satisfied with the venues that he rammed up and the money that he was able to make throughout his career. He's saying that is the real reward for Sanchez because he's not original.
But practice become perfect. If you have to stop my do good for you and I make money, why you have to stop?
But
all right then.
But Malvo,
So then-
you see him one the sing over, and but then you step on your create.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
original
Then,
content.
because you know why? Not them era.
But what you say? But what you?
Sanchez sing over. Sanchez sing couple album already, you know.
But what you said a while ago, right, was that practice make perfect. So how long am I gonna practice for? 30 years? Remember, you know, artistic integrity, and you're an artist who say even now you're doing album with original song, bro.
I think he's going back.
Him take the shortcut he stayed on the short road too long.
No, I think even couple album before I've gone already. We have about original pan it, but then not the
Sanchez was in the dancehall space. Anthony Malvo was in the dancehall space, right? You know what, Malvo? Don't hang up the phone. I don't think people understand who I'm speaking to on the phone lines, right? 718-554-8598 is that number in studio. Major firm contributor of dancehall. Anthony Malvo is on the phone. We have to big him up. Then man, you help to set the thing, right? Turn up your radios and let me understand who they're on the phone.